Hey everybody, hope you're having just a delightful week. Over this past week, I've seen a lot of different stories in my news feed with the topic of abortions come up, the topic of end-of-life suffering, the topic of just who has the dignity of human life and who doesn't, the topic of race relations, all pro-life issues. And it really got me thinking about what it means to be a pro-life man. Whenever pro-life issues come up, you probably think about abortion as the pro-life issue. But anytime a guy starts to speak into that, the response immediately is, hey, it's her body and it's her choice. I remember getting into debates with people in college where their response to me trying to talk about how abortion wasn't the best choice for a woman, citing different scientific research about why that can cause actually more mental harm than good, how that puts a woman at risk for other health issues, and just getting shut down with it's her body, it's her choice. Just to step back for that for 1 minute, I think it's worth saying that we don't treat other issues like this. If a country is engaging in genocide and harmful practices, but it's legal, I don't say, well, it's their country, it's their choice to, wipe out that group of people or enslave them. I feel personally, I would never enslave anybody, but that's their choice. So I'm pro-choice when it comes to genocide and slavery. No one says those things. Now, you're going to say, well, that's the thing, abortion's different. But to somebody who's pro-life, it's not. We believe that life begins at conception. And again, there's a lot of different scientific research and logic and philosophy that supports this particular belief outside of a religious realm even. We're fighting for something we very much believe in, and we want mothers to know that they have another choice other than just, hey, go get an abortion. So reducing it to, well, it's her body, it's her choice, is basically saying to anybody else, you have no right to speak into an issue of pretty high morality. As guys, I think we need to be a little bit more consistent in our pro-life ethic. It gets really easy for somebody to level that against us and for us to shrink back, for somebody to say, well, it's her body, it's her choice, you have no right to speak into it, because the truth is a lot of us live on morally unshaky grounds. We don't have a consistent pro-life ethic. So as you look at these stories, maybe you're a young man and you're like, well, I'm against abortion, but I need you to ask yourself, are you pro-life in all aspects of who you are? Do you treat people around you with dignity and respect even if you don't like them? What do you say about people that are around you? Do you gossip? Do you speak about people in poor terms? How do you view those who are in poverty? How do you view those who are homeless? I once had a young man talk to me about how he was pro-life, and then a little while later we were having a conversation about poverty, and he quickly went into how people who are homeless probably deserve it. They probably did something to be there. That's why he doesn't give them money when he sees them panhandling. They're just going to use it to buy drugs anyway. Now, regardless of what we may understand a person does with money that we give to them when they're panhandling, or whether or not that's an okay thing to do, just the mentality he had towards those who were displaced or homeless was pretty shocking. I've run into a lot of people who are super pro-life and anti-abortion, and that's a good thing, but when it comes to race relations, they're incredibly silent. If we are going to say that we're pro-life, then we have to understand that other people's experience of race relations, other people's experience of discrimination is different than our own. Where we may have not experienced something, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And diminishing that is actually not pro-life. And then finally, just in our own privacy, a lot of guys struggle with pornography. Pornography is anti-life for a lot of reasons. One, it abuses and disrespects performers. It keeps people in an industry and in a cycle that's difficult to break out of even when they want to. And it causes us to view people of the opposite or same sex as simply objects. And that's not pro-life. I think about what it means to be a pro-life man in 2018. I think it's absolutely critical that we become consistent in a pro-life ethic. There's going to be a lot of arguments to what you can say about an issue like abortion. People are going to say you have no right to speak into it because you're a guy, you're not a woman, stay out of my uterus, all of that sort of stuff. And the thing is, if you're not living a consistent pro-life ethic, you're actually going to not know why you're arguing against abortion. Like, why is it wrong? Is it just a thing that I do because that's the pro-life thing? But if you're consistent, you're strong. If you're consistent, you're confident. Who are you more likely to listen to? Someone who says, we need to protect the dignity of all human life, but then turns around and makes a racist joke, talks about how they are just disgusted by people who are homeless, says that, a whole group of people should be wiped out in a war, or somebody who consistently loves even those they disagree with. Someone who's able to charitably enter into arguments even about difficult topics. Someone who seeks to serve those who are lost and broken, homeless and displaced. Someone who fights for the dignity of their brothers and sisters even across political boundaries. as guys, let's live a consistent ethic. Let's live to this higher moral code, and let's be great witnesses of what a culture of life looks like. If you know somebody who needs some encouragement in living that consistency, share this video with them. Subscribe to the channel. There's new videos every single Tuesday. And if there's something that you want to hear about, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. We'll see you soon.